Good afternoon. My name is Lynne Andreen, and I'm going to prepare some raw food for you today. There's a big trend towards raw food because of the health benefits, but what I'd like to show you today is just how easy it is to make raw food and how good it tastes. So I'm going to do one of these very easy recipes that you could do blindfolded. I'm going to make a red pepper pâté. And I have all my ingredients right here for you to see. It starts with a couple cups of walnuts, a nice big red pepper, a little bit of celery, some scallions, a little salt, and you're not going to believe it. So we're going to cut these down a little bit further. Doesn't matter what shape you're cutting, of course, because it's all going to be going into the blender, into the food processor. Now, one of the tricks about processing food is to know when to stop and start and know how to pulse. So that's a little instruction that you're going to get today as well. And it's very important to have a good food processor. This is a 12-cup Cuisinart. I recommend that if you're going to get into raw food, that you make sure you have these two very basic things that you'll need: is a really good blender, a Vitamix, a Blendtec, and a really good food processor. So we're going to throw our red pepper in the processor, our celery. Because we're just making one batch, you'll see it'll be very easy. It'll all go in. I'm going to give it a couple pulses without the walnuts. And now you can see the consistency. It's really a nice bright red. The walnuts is going to take the bright red color away, but it's going to give it a lot of substance and a lot of flavor. So now we want to pulse this. Now you can see the bottom of the blender shows where it's being more pureed than the top, and that's because I'm pulsing. So I'm going to take the whole thing off and scrape the sides. And it's almost done, as you can see. Nice pretty color. And voila, we are done. We don't want to make it puree it. We don't want to get it so smooth that, in fact, it's like baby food. We want to have texture to the product, and as you can see, we have a lot of texture. Whoops, and I forgot the salt. Now, plenty raw food people don't even work with the salt, but I think it really brings out the flavor. It calls, this recipe is 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of salt. So let me blend that again. And there we go. We have a red pepper pâté, and I think that probably took us all of 3 to 4 minutes to make. Very little preparation, just a few slices of the celery, a little bit of cleaning, and we're done. It's a delicious pâté made with 1 large red pepper, some celery, scallions, a little salt, and a couple cups of walnuts. This dip is delicious just as it is, as a spread. You can use it as a dip. Even though it has celery in it, this is a really nice complement to it. Or you could take something a little bit on the sweeter side, an apple crisp. Everybody knows just how good walnuts and apples are together, so there's a lot of walnuts in here. Of course, you could spread this on a natural raw cracker or raw bread, burritos that we dehydrate, but I think it's great just like this as a salad, just plain, with a couple garnishes, and there you go. This is red pepper pâté.